Shalom, giving all praise to Yahweh Shemel, Shabbat Shem, Kakodah, Shalom to the 144,000 and the rest of the elect out there. Shalom to you all, excuse me. I'm going to entitle this video, Are We Under, or I could put an in or under the new covenant. And I'm going to try to make this as, I don't know how quick it's going to be, but I want to try to make this brief because there's not that much to be said on the topic of the new covenant. It's very easy to break down if you go through them scriptures. So anyway, this is based upon an impromptu debate that between Captain Tazariak, the ISBK, and Brother Hassad of the Genesis, which is you got Hassad and Hakar. According to Hassad, he got kicked out, and at that time, a couple of days later, Deacon Hakar had left for certain reasons. I believe he had an ultimatum to be somewhere, and he wasn't there. But they didn't kick him out, but he decided to leave, and you go back and deal with that. Happened maybe a month ago. So they have their own thing. So they went on. They were challenging the ISUPK, namely Captain Tazariak, to a debate. And I watched most of it, if not almost all of it, but I kind of caught it already. They were already into it. And if you watch my video, I said good things about both individuals. If Captain Zariak said something, made a good statement, I would say, yeah, that was a good statement, good point. And then I would say the same thing about Hassad. But I would, in conclusion, I would say that we are not in the new covenant. We're about to experience or be under the new covenant. So what I did was I put in the word new covenant, then I put in the word covenant. The new covenant comes up. The term new and covenant comes up, I don't know, 4 times, I think. If I come back, it'll be 4 times. And then you got covenant, which is way more than 4 times. What is it, 6? Let me do this. Bear with me for a minute. 45 times in the Old and New Testament. That's the word covenant. Covenant just means agreement or contract. There was a covenant made between Adam and the Father, which Adam is Yahweh Shai, and the Father is the Most High. They're not the same people. So he made a covenant. You can eat any tree, but don't eat the tree of knowledge of good and evil. He what's the term? He broke the covenant, breached the contract. Covenant was made with Abraham concerning the promise that your seed, meaning the seed of Abraham's second son, Isaac, Isaac's second son, Jacob, and Jacob's sons. The promises went through Abraham and unto Isaac, unto Jacob, unto the sons that came out of Jacob and the sons. So he made the promise with Abraham. So ultimately, if Abraham kept his side of the deal, his part of the contract, Yahweh, the Supreme, will keep his side of the deal. He ain't gonna break it because it's a contract. I use the example of you have a best friend that you grew up with. He's your best friend. You're like brothers from another mother, as they say. He has a son that constantly get in trouble. The guy is getting ready to die. He tells his best friend, "Look, man, my son is an asshole. He's paying the ass, but I want you to protect him and for me." There might be times where you don't want to deal. You want to give up on that guy's son, but you got to. But it ain't about his son. It's about the father that you made the promise with. Because you got Nate, Bishop Nate, General Nate, talking about Israelites are going to burn in hell. Well, then that would mean that the Most High breached the contract. The Most High breached the contract because Abraham kept his part of the contract. Even when he was tested to sacrifice his son, well, you sacrifice animals. You don't sacrifice people. The heathens do that. So the Most High said, you got to sacrifice your son. Oh, yeah, I'll get Ishmael. No, not Ishmael. You got to sacrifice Isaac. And that was the one that you loved more than Ishmael, because Isaac came out of the union between Abraham and his wife, Sarah, which means princess. Her name Saraya, or Sarai, meant my princess, meaning Abraham saying, "This is my princess." And Moses said, "Nope, her name is not going to be my princess. Her name is going to be princess, because she's a princess to many of Israel. She's like the mother of Israel." And so is Rebecca and Leah and Rachel. Those are mothers of Israel. So that's why it says what it says in Romans 9. Not all Israel is Israel, meaning that goes into the elect. But going back to Bishop Nate, he said, well, certain Israelites going to burn in hell. Clearly not biblical, because like I said, that meant that, Yahweh broke breached the contract, because like I said, Abraham kept his side of the contract. He did what he was supposed to do, an ultimate test of sacrificing. And he went and sacrificed his son. He said, "I'm doing it. Look, as much as I love my son," and they said my only begotten son, I believe it says. Somebody could put it in. I'm not going to look for it. He said, "I'll do it." And the Most High said, call an angel, pulled him back, had a goat get stuck in the bushes, and he sacrificed the goat. I believe it was a goat. And he said, your faith. And he counted him righteous, not because of his keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. He counted him righteous because of his faith. Because of his faith. So that was a contract, a covenant and testament. A testament, last will and testament, is a contract by the man that knows he's getting close to his death, and he writes down who gets what. My oldest son get this, my second oldest boy get that. My first wife that divorced me, when she didn't believe in me before I was rich, she don't get shit. My third wife stayed with me at the very end. She gets whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's a contract. Testament is a contract. Covenant is a contract. Agreement. Look the word up in Old Testament and New Testament. So anyway, so the question is, the debate, the impromptu debate, was based upon whether we're in the New Covenant or in the Old Covenant. Captain Cesariak's stance is we're in the New Covenant. He said when you come under Christ, he used the word Christ a lot, which is like fingernails scratching a chalkboard. That funny what do you call screeching sound or whatever. And I put my 2 cents in. I said nope. Made a lot of good points, but no, we're not in the new covenant. Now, Hassad said we're in the old covenant, which he's right. I'll say we're in the old covenant. We're in between the old and new covenant. Because people get put to death and punished for the sins that they do. But like I said, we're also in grace. We're also in grace. Because if we were truly under the old covenant and the old covenant had teeth on it or enforcement, that means pretty much all of us would be dead, because we all committed adultery. If you dealt with a woman and she's not a virgin, guess what? I don't care if that woman, unless the man dies. But how many men did she have before you got with her, and how many men died? If she had 20 men, the first guy died. Well, you got the second guy, the third guy, up to the 20th guy. So if the Old Testament was enforced, none of us would be saved. That's why we needed a Savior, and He had to come perfect. So anyway, I'm just going to read. Let me see. All right. Jeremiah 31:31, which the Apostle Paul speaks about in Hebrews 8:6 on down. Behold, the days come in the future. This is Jeremiah speaking. This is a future prophecy. When you say, behold, the days come, this is a prophecy. Saith Yahweh, this is Yahweh told me, Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua told me, that I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah. So now, going back to Captain Zazariah, he said, when we come under follow Christ, we're under the covenant, and you can go back 2,000 years. The disciples that came under the covenant, well, wait a minute. It says he's going to make a covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah. The house of Israel wasn't there. Part of the house of Israel was there, the northern kingdom. The majority, the bulk of and there was only like 4 tribes that went back. Not all the remnants of all the tribes of the northern kingdom went back with Judah. So we know that this covenant didn't come when the Messiah came on the scene. The covenant is yet to come. Because when the new covenant comes, it's going to be different than the old covenant, in that the old covenant are the laws that was given to Moses. But the new and you had to read the laws and memorize the laws, and you had priests. Remember, you had priests that told you whether you did this law or that law, just like a court of law, right? The lawyers, the prosecuting attorney, the defense lawyer, the judge. You need a lawyer because you don't know the law. So the Levites were the lawyers back there. Lawyer, Levi, join unto me. So this has to happen when the two kingdoms come together. The two kingdoms are coming together now in this time. But are all the tribes, are all Israelites in the country saying, oh yeah, I'm an Israelite? No. Look at the Moors, look at the Nation of Islam, look at the conscious community, look at the Christians, the Baptists, the Methodists, the Jehovah's Witnesses, the Roman Catholics. Israelites are all in those organizations, and they come against when we say that they're Israel. So in order for the new covenant to, in order for us to experience a new covenant, the two kingdoms got to come together. So the new covenant is definitely not here. It says that I will make a new covenant so we're still waiting for the new covenant. That's why I said we're between the old and new covenant, with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah. not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day that I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of, the word there should be Mizraim. If you were a scholar, you would see that. That's Mizraim. Egypt came after, which my covenant they break, although I was an husband unto them, saith Yahweh. That's the covenant that was given to them by Moses. Going to be the same covenant minus the sacrifices. We are going to have sacrifices, but not sin sacrifices. Anytime we have the Passover, you kill the lamb, that is a sacrifice. This shall be the covenant that I will make with the house of Yasha'Allah. Why does it say the house of Israel and not Judah and Israel? Because they're coming together as one nation, the two kingdoms. After those days, saith Yahweh, I would put my law in their inward parts. What are your inward parts? Your spirit. He's going to program you. See, once the Most High establishes the new covenant with the Israelites and he programs them, they're going to be perfect. They're not going to break the least law. They're not going to break the least law. They're going to be perfect. Programmed or reprogrammed. Actually programmed. And write it, well, no, reprogram, because we were programmed to go off. Adam was programmed to go off. Romans 8, you can start the 16th verse around about the 21st verse. And write in their hearts. Write is also computer language. When you put a program in, it's being written in on a digital level. When the chip comes, the MOTB, when they put the chip in you, they're going to write a program inside that chip. How much your chip is going to be linked up to your bank. Your chip is going to be linked up to the hospital. Your chip is going to be linked up to your driver's license, your registration. So I see a time where police pull you over. They got all your information. They confirm it. They may have a scanner that say, put your hand out. They're not going to say, give me your license, registration, and all that insurance. They're going to say, put your hand out. Put your hand out, boom, you got all of that. And then it's going to give you the record. He's got a warrant on him or whatever. Or, he's got a restricted license. He shouldn't be driving. His license was suspended. All that's going to come up. If you don't have money in your bank account and you go to buy something with your chip, it's going to say denied. Because you got to work, or they're talking about universal basic income, because they're planning on having robots do everything. Oh, and this whole thing about the migrants, you know what that's all about? Cheap labor. They don't got to pay them because these people make pennies in their country. So they come up here and it's just like Switzerland. Let's say the average person makes $200 an hour. You go over there and they tell you, we're going to give you $100 an hour. Are you going to say, no, I want $200? You're going to say, yo, where do I sign up? I do 10 hours of work. That's $1,000. Let's say it's tax free. So everything that you do from day to day, buying, selling, going to the hospital, all your records, school systems, your grades are going to be what they call it, the grade point average, your professors, whatever, it's all going to be in that chip. And like I said, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to get back into this. I'm dealing with this word right. Right also means to program. Matter of fact, let me do this. Let me look up the word right. Computers and the digital system deals with the term writing, which means information. But let's see what this is. Right. Did I pass it? Okay, so let's look up the word right. And I knew it was going to be that word in the Hebrew. Kathab. Kathab. It means the writings. Like you have the Tanakh, which represents Torah, prophets, and writings, which is Kathab. That's what Tanakh means. Ask somebody what does the word Tanakh mean? Oh, Tanakh is what does it mean? What is it about? They got to tell you it's an acronym. Okay, write, describe, subscribe, recorded, write up. So in the digital world, let me do this. Let me try this. How to write a program in your computer. Boom, there you go. How to write a program. Coding. Coding is a form of writing. Debugging. You got to put a CD or whatever to debug the computer. If there's a virus, you got to write it out. You click on something and you get a bug in your computer. That's a program that was written in your computer. Understanding the problem you are trying to solve. Design a solution. Draw a flow chart. Write pseudocode. There goes the word write, which means program. Write code, which is a program. Test and debug or to get a virus out of your computer. You have to write it out. The bug is written in your computer because you clicked on this site. Test with real world issues. Replace program, or unwrite program, or take out the program. There it is. Writing your first computer program. So what do you do when you write something? It's a program, but the term that they use in computer jargon is write. So there you go. So now let's come back over here. So let's review. What does write mean in computer language? It means program. Give me a second. Okay, here we go. 33. So when the Most High is going to write it in your inward parts, what is he doing? He's putting a program in your computer, which is your body. Our mind works just like a computer. A computer is based upon the human mind. You can go on your computer to start right here, and you can put, let's say in your pictures, you got a picture of of a car and you put car. If you put car, it'll come up in your computer. That's in your pictures. So we have a virus in us. The virus is that we can't keep the law perfectly. We try to. Mortify your members. That's in Romans 8. So you got to fight to keep the law. But are you going to break? Are you going to go off here and there? Yes. Doing it when the new covenant is realized, we're not going to break one law. We're not going to. Even if we wanted to break the law, we couldn't break the law. We're programmed not to. Person that's overweight, he wants to lose weight. If you really want to lose the weight, it starts with the mind. Because you say, I'm going to follow this diet for the week, and then I'm going to go off from the diet because you got weak. So the mind got to tell you, you got to do things to inspire you to keep that. So you're programming yourself. Self-programming, self-writing. So let me see here. So it said, and write it in their what? Hearts means mind. And your memory, the computer has a memory bank. You have a memory bank. And will be their power or God, and they shall be my people. Shall, keep saying shall, right? But this shall be the covenant. Shall meaning future tense, that I will make with the house of Israel. That's Judah and Benjamin coming together. After those days means what? When the missiles drop, when Babylon is completely destroyed, and the elect is beamed up. The first ones that's going to be perfect in keeping the law, that's going to be written, written with the new covenant, are the ones that the elect that make it. The rest of Israel scattered around the world, they're not going to be programmed. They're not going to wake up and all of a sudden I'm an Israelite, I'm keeping the laws. No, we're going to have to come down and put them in order. Ezekiel 20, I believe, it says we're going to purge out the rebels. There's going to be Jakes that want to be Catholic. There's going to be Jakes that insist upon eating monkey brains. And if they can't get it, we're going to take them out. But some of them are going to get it, and the Spirit's going to work with them, and the Most High is going to reprogram them. But the ones that are beamed up, they're going to be changed. They're going to be perfect when the Most High changes that body to an extraterrestrial angelic body. So no, we're not in the new covenant yet. I will put my law in their inward parts, meaning your mind, your spirit, and write it in their heart, their minds, and will be their power, and they shall be my people. When the kingdom comes. Hosea chapter 6 verse 2, it says after 3 days. Matter of fact, you know what I'm gonna do? Let me go to that. Hosea. And you had a lot of comments that they were saying, Hassad, he don't know what he's talking about. Hassad, you body bagged him. Those guys are just people that they're not deep in the scriptures. You got a lot of Israelites out there that know that they're Israelites that are not prophet. Just because you woke up being an Israelite doesn't mean you're a prophet. You got to be an Israelite and a prophet and the elect, which makes you a prophet. You're going to have the elect that are not prophets. Joseph of Arimathea, Simon, the old man before he died, he would be the elect. Mary would be the elect, or one of the elect. Joseph would be one of the elect. Or whatever characters that you had. But you had these men that were prophets. They were special men. So you got a lot of Israelites that are in the various different groups that are if they kick you out, you're not going to keep teaching. You're just going to go. You're going to get mad. That guy did me wrong, you ripped me off, and this, that, and the third. Then you're gonna go back to being a Muslim. So them comments, I can tell by the comments that these are not deep people. These are not great. Hey, like I said yesterday, and I said it before, maybe a week ago, General Nate, Bishop Nate has this, they got 2,000 men or whatever marching. If I had all those men saying, oh, I'm willing to follow GMS, I'm here to work now, what can I do? I know the scriptures, I've been studying the scriptures, watching you guys for 2 years. I did speak to people, and I went out and spoke. Then I'm gonna say, okay, you're in the army, so to speak. So how many men we got? I get certain men to count these, line these men up. I'll do it quick. I'll say, line these men up. Okay, give me 10, 10, 10. Okay, now give me 100, break them up. Okay, how many hundreds of men do we have? 10 hundreds of men or whatever. 20 hundreds of men. Then we would break it down. If it's 2,000 men, guess what? If I go to Ohio, Springfield, Ohio, okay, we out there in Springfield, 2,000 men, guess what? How many camps is that? 4-man camp? That's 500 camps. People gonna take notice. They take notice at the parade, the marching. Yeah, oh, that's beautiful. Oh my goodness. Oh Lord, they got to do this some more. But how is that gonna make you understand Israel? Because niggas march down the street. Let me take that back. Israelites march down the street. You know. If I was in that position, I would say 500 camps in this area. We in New York City, get 2,000 men. Guess what? Saturday, motherfuckers gonna talk about that shit at their jobs on Monday. And if I have 4,000 men, that's how many camps? 1,000 camps throughout New York City. They're gonna take notice. Eric Adam gonna take notice. Hold it, Eric Adam, that administration. That's looking bad. That's looking bad. The Ephraimite police officer, I forget his name, he resigned quick. When you resign quick, that means the Fed said, look, we got all this on you. You better cooperate. We got all this. We got your phone. And there was one guy that told Eric, and then Eric Adam, all of a sudden, suddenly he gets the C ragamuffin. All of a sudden, oh, I got the C ragamuffin. You know? Hey, if you don't want to go into work Monday, just tell them you got the C ragamuffin. I can't come in. I don't want to, the C ragamuffin. When I heard him, when they said, oh, he got the C, I said, come on, man. Come on, dog. Anyway, let's get back into this. And I can really close it right now. I made my point. Because what has to happen? When 2,000 years ago, when they came under the Messiah, the Most High didn't just magically change them and all of a sudden they're keeping the laws. Because I said last night, there was a controversy in Acts 15. I went to Acts 15 and Colossians 2:16. The Apostle Paul said, don't let nobody judge you as far as meats and drinks and high established Sabbath days and high holy days. What did he say? Which is a shadow of things to come. What did he mean by when he said which is a shadow of things to come? Meaning we're not fully under the laws. I'm not going to put the burden on you to keep the laws, but you got to get straight with Yahushua. Then you can start keeping the laws. Which is a shadow of things to come. He's talking about the kingdom. Because in the kingdom, we're going to keep the laws. Because the Most High going to program you to keep the laws. So when will we be under the covenant? It's going to start when the destruction starts. When the destruction happens to Babylon, and this place is turned upside down, and we go into the wilderness. Ezekiel 20, I said, what did he say? I would bring you under the bonds of the covenant. Let me go to that. I really don't got to, I can cut this short. I think I made my point with this Jeremiah 31 on down. But let me go to Ezekiel. Ezekiel 20, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, let me put in the word covenant. I'm sorry. Let me do a word search. Covenant, okay? Let me see. Let me click on this. The Most High will restore Israel to a land. That's during the kingdom. That's after. This is going to happen after Babylon is completely destroyed. I'm not going to read all of this. Okay, 35th verse. I will bring you into the wilderness of the people, and there will I judge. The word there is judge with you face to face. Now that happened coming out of Egypt, and that's going to happen now. The wilderness, it doesn't say where the wilderness is, but the seven always said it had to be South America because you got Israelites down there. Because after we're delivered, the elect is delivered and changed in a moment, a twinkle of an eye, we're going to have to come back down to the earth, and we're going to put the earth, that's Daniel 7 and 18. And then you're going to have Edomite fighting against us. You're going to have, if you have any remaining of Gog, they're going to fight against us and they're going to get their asses whipped. Like as I pleaded with your fathers in the wilderness of the land of Egypt. So he's giving, you know it's not talking about the wilderness back then. So will I plead with you. So will I, future tense, saith Yahweh the Most High, and I will cause you to pass under the rod. You're going to be judged. It says plead, right? Judge. The word there is shapat, judge. And I will cause you to go under the rod, meaning the ones that ain't right, you're going to get taken out. And I will bring you into the bond of the covenant. So that covenant is talking about the new covenant. And I will purge out from among you the rebels, not the elect that was beamed up and changed, because the Most High is not going to change you, make you an angelic extraterrestrial body to take you to the wilderness to destroy. That's talking about them Israelites that were not in Babylon when Babylon was destroyed. Because you got Israelites all over the planet. We're the biggest. They talk about China's a big 1,000,000,001 people, and India is 1,000,000,002 people, 1,000,000,000.2 whatever. Look, there's got to be like 4 billion of us. We look like everybody. It says, and I will purge out from among you the rebels and them that trespass against me. I will bring them forth out of the country where they sojourn. Main country is Babylon and other countries, because the elect is also scattered around the world too. But the great deliverance is coming out of Babylon. The majority of the elect is in America. The truth came out of America. And they shall not enter into the land of Yasha'Allah, because the wilderness is not Israel. Israel's going to be totally destroyed, just like Babylon. So we're going to be in a neutral place, which the scriptures call the wilderness. And we're going to get Israel in order. The ones that don't accept Israel, being Israelites and the Most High, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, they want to bow to their monkey god or whatever, alligator god. We're going to take them out. Then the ones of them are going to get the message. Then you're going to have Edomites and other nations that's going to not want to go into captivity. I'm a white man. Ain't no nigga going to put me in captivity. Whoop, off with the head. Going to cause fire to come down on you. And then they're going to say, you know what? Let's not get on their bad side. And we're going to rule with an iron fist. The rod in Psalms 2. The rod in, what do you call it? Isaiah 14. We're going to rule over our oppressors. And this is what the elite are afraid of. And ye shall know that I am Yahweh. As for you, O house of Israel, which is the two, Israel coming together, two tribes coming together, thus saith the Most High, go ye, serve ye, everyone is idols, and afterwards also, if ye will not hearken unto me, but pollute ye my holy name. Yeah, if you say, oh, we don't know the name of the Most High, he's Christ, that's polluting the name. You're disrespecting the name. No more with your gifts and with your idols, for in my holy mountain, which is a kingdom, and the mountain of the height of Yasha'Allah, saith the Most High, there shall all the house of Israel, Judah and Israel, all of them in the land, serve me. There will I accept them, and there will I require your offerings and the first fruit of your oblation with all your holy things. Because we're going to have what they call animal sacrifices, which is offerings. We're going to do the Feast of Week. We're going to do that. There's going to be a ceremony for that. But there's not going to be a sacrifice for sin, because we're not going to commit sin. Why would you sacrifice an animal for sin that you committed when you didn't commit the sin? I will accept you with sweet Savior. That's the kingdom, when I bring you out from the people and gather you out of the countries. That's getting ready to happen. Wherein ye have been scattered, and I will be sanctified. Sanctified meaning holy, clean, in you before the heathen. So they're going to see us be put in order. And ye shall know that I am Yahweh, when I shall bring you into the land of Israel. That's the kingdom, and that's when we change into the country for the which I lifted up mine hand to give it to your fathers. And there shall ye remember your ways and all your doings, wherein ye have been defiled. And ye shall loathe yourself. You can put your head down. That loathe yourself is what? Daniel 12. What is that? The 4th verse, 3rd verse? Yourself in your own sight for all your evils that ye have committed. And why do we commit them? Because the Most High program us to go off. And ye shall know that I am Yahweh. When are we going to know it? When nobody's going to say, well, Anubis is our God and Amun-Ra. No. All them Jakes, them Kemetic Jakes and the Moorish Jakes, they're going to have to all realize that they were wrong. That's why I don't mess with them. When I have wrought with you for my name's sake. All Israelite males and females that are born through that line, none of them is going to hell. And there's no such thing as hell. Not according to the wicked ways, nor according to your corrupt doings, which you did in the past, O ye house of Yasha'Allah, saith the Lord. Moreover, the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face toward the south, and drop thy word toward the south, and prophesy against the forest of the south. Now, how is this word going out now? Through the internet. I don't got to read no more. But I made my point. The main thing I wanted was, where is it? And I will cause you to pass under the rod, and I will bring you into the bond of the covenant. I'm going to look up bond, I'm going to look up covenant. I will bring you into the bond of the covenant. So are we under the new covenant? Nope. New covenant is coming in the future. When the kingdom comes, it's going to start when the elect is delivered. We're going to be the first to be under the new covenant, meaning we're going to be perfect. Let's look up the word bond. The word there is masarath, bond or covenant. If you ever been in the system, you make bail, no, not bail, you get a bail bondsman. Why is it called a bondsman? Because the bondsman put up the money. If it's $10,000 bail in New York City, you got to give 20. It used to be 10%. You got to give like 20%. So if it's 10,000, you got to give the bail bondsman 2,000, and whatever. If you're acquitted, you can't get that money back. He put up the 10,000 for you. That's why when you breach that contract, the bondsman come after your ass, and he has a right to, because you were a slave, and you got to call in. You got to call in. Yes, Fridays, every Friday you got to call in, and they showed you that in the movie Ocean's 11 with this guy. What's his name? George Clooney. He went to a payphone, and he called. He had to report in. We all had to do that. We always did on a Friday. Yeah, I'm here. Blah 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 blah. Boom. You know. And then if they caught you, you got locked up, and you can't bond out no more. You can't bond out. Now the bondsman that we dealt was a Jake, and the Jake told us, he said, "Yo, y'all want to be bondsmen? Y'all want to you gonna get paid? You get paid." And then we were saying, "Yeah, but we go after people. Guy might be a murderer. He might shoot us." He said, "Let me tell you something. The guys that you're gonna get out there that break bond, that reach their bond, are usually like rapists. Killers don't do that. And furthermore, if you're a killer, they're gonna keep you in the system any damn way." He said the guys, when you catch the guy up, they, "Oh my goodness, please. I didn't know. I forgot. This happened. My mother died. Whatever. Oh, too bad." And then you lose that money. But if you get acquitted in court, let's say you bond out, right? And 2 weeks later, they drop the charges. Guess what? You out $2,000. You can't get that money back. I don't care if they quit your ass the next day. You can't get that money back. And they give you a stack of contracts, including the UCC. I said, damn, they even give you a UCC? God damn. Because that UCC, Uniform Commercial Code, deals with contracts. See, they got you in this. You're a slave to this system because they got you by contract, adhesion contracts. Hey, talk to the elder Malcolm. He knows all about that. He knows all about that. Cause we used to hang with the Moors. We get a lot of information from the Moors. We used to hang out with the Moors, man. We used to go to their classes. Don't tell them they're Israel. They look at you like you got 3 heads. Or they'll say, "Yeah, we're Israelites and we're Moabites." First of all, you're not a Moabite, and you wouldn't want to be a Moabite, because Moabites are sworn enemies to Israel. You can't be a Moabite and an Israelite at the same time. It's being a Mizraimite and an Edomite at the same time. These guys don't know, so you leave them alone. Even Paul said that in 1 Corinthians 14. So anyway, bond is what? Covenant. So now let's come back. The word bond also, you got the word bind because it's tied. You're tied to something. You want to make sure 2 things are secure. You bind them. You put rope around them. You lock them up. Put them in a box. So let's look up the word covenant. So the word there is barayath. Right, that's where you get British. A British person. The word British goes back to the Hebrew, which means man of the covenant. British, Bara'ash, British covenant man. Because the first people in England that built up a kingdom, a striving kingdom, were Israelites. Then Esau got up in there because of the prophecies. Germany, all the culture of Germany, them Edomites, this culture that October, they got that from Jake. All the music, all the great things that came out of Germany in the past, that whole culture, that was Jake. That was Jake. Beethoven was a Jake. Mozart was a Jake. But what they did was they so-called whitewashed it. Judges, Judges, 9 and 24, covereth the faces. What they did, they took the faces of the true judges, was Jake, and put their faces over it. That's what iconoclasm was all about. That's what the Renaissance was all about. They had to change the image of who was ruling to their images. No, we were the guys. We were the Byzantine. We were, and they did it to a point where we believe it. It says covenant, alliance, pledge. Pledge is a contract, right? Between men. Treaty, alliance, league, man to man, constitution. Our laws are a constitution. Ordinances, cops, military people, presidents, they swear on the Constitution. How did they get kicked out of office? When they breached the Constitution. Ordinances, monarch to subject, agreement, pledge, man to man, alliance of marriage. When you get with a woman and you get married to her, that's a contract making the state a third party. So that's why if one dies, the benefits, if the man dies, he was in military, you get benefits. The woman get benefits because he was married. If you were not married, you don't get shit. You know? It said between the Most High and man. So the first covenant was between the Most High and the Israelites. The mediator was Moses. The new covenant was between the Most High and Israel. The mediator was Yahushua, which he's under the covenant too. He's part of the covenant. So when he died on the cross, that was the handwriting. That was the signature. I did my part. Now the Most High got to do his part. I died for your sins. But does it mean we're actually under the new covenant? No. You can say we're under part of the new covenant. The part that was fulfilled was Yahushua coming on the scene and dying on the cross. Divine ordinances with signs or pledges, covenant maker, covenant keeper, covenant violation, which covenant means an agreement, which is a contract. What they call it when two nations, they make a contract, U.S. and let's say China. When they make a covenant or contract, it's called what the hell is it called? I believe it's a compact. A compact. Somebody look it up. If a U.S. makes a contract to do certain things with China, it's called a compact, which is a covenant. So if either side breaches it, they can bring them to a middle person, which is a court. You have the world court and all this stuff. Anyway, like I said, I don't got to go into these other precepts. I gave you the, matter of fact, let me do this. Because now I'm going to do this. I'm going to go to New Covenant. If I can find it, where the hell is it? Okay, that's covenant. Let me put in new. So Hassad was 100% correct, not under the new covenant. Was any part of the new covenant fulfilled? Yeah, when Yahweh Shai came on the scene. Now he's going to seal the deal. So here, it's only in here 4 times. Jeremiah 31 and 31, I read that. Hebrews 8 and 8, you can start from 6, read down to 13 or whatever. This is Paul. Paul's just reiterating what Jeremiah said. Hebrews 12 and 24. And to Yahweh Shai, the mediator, I said that, of the new covenant, the mediator means middleman, and to the blood of sprinkling that speaketh better things than of Abel. So like I said, I don't got to, matter of fact, you know what I'm going to do? Let me do this. Let me open this up. It's kind of long. Just bear with me. This is why I don't like, what do you call it, debates. Because after a while, the debate got a little stale because they were kind of going over it. The point was made. And although Captain had very good points, and he kind of said that the new covenant is not here without saying it. He said, well, first, you got to come under the Messiah so you can ultimately be under the new. So he kind of leaned toward Hassad's side, but he didn't want to bring it home. It's very simple. You watching this video, you'll get it. It said, but now had they better obtain a more excellent ministry by which is a mediator of a better covenant, which was established upon better promises. Look, if we was under the new covenant, all the camps would be together in brotherhood. For if the first covenant had been faultless, Paul is saying there was fault to it, then should no place have been sought for the second. For finding fault with them, what was the fault? Was the first covenant not perfect? The first covenant was perfect that the Most High gave us. How did the fault come into play? Us. With them, he saith, behold, the days come, which is getting ready to happen, saith the Lord, which is right at the door, saith the Lord, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah. 2 kingdoms. The 2 kingdoms got to come together as one. Not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers. I took them by the hand and lead them out of Mizraim because they continue not in my covenant. They were breaking the laws. And I regarded them not, saith the Lord, but this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel, which is the same covenant, the same laws, minus sin sacrifice for sin of Israel, saith on Nazarite. There's not going to be anybody unless you want to do. But why would you want to be separate? Because you're in the kingdom now. We ain't gonna go out speaking no more. We're gonna enjoy ourselves, and we're gonna be perfect. Nazarite is the one that separates himself to get deeper with the Most High. We don't got to get deeper with the Most High. We're gonna feel the presence. The Father and the Son is gonna be in us. We're gonna feel the presence. That's Revelation 21. For this is a covenant that I will make with the house of Yasha'Allah after those days, saith the Lord, meaning getting ready to happen. In the near future, I will put my laws in their mind and write. The word write means program, just like a computer program. You put a program in, there's a process called the computer is being written, the program is being written in. A program them in their hearts. Program to make us perfect. The Most High programmed men to live almost 1,000 years old. Mossad rewrote the program and said, oh, they only going to, Genesis 6, they're only going to live to be 120 years old. Some lived a little before that, some lived a little under that. Then he rewrote the program again and said, with strength you will live 80 years. Some people live to be 85. Some people live to be 102. But go to the medical records and doctors. What's the average age of a person that lives? 75, 80, 85. You got exceptions. You got people that die at 50, 60, 20, 102. The oldest man to live in recent history was a Nigerian brother. He lived to be 170 years old. That he had to be a Jake. And I will be to them a power, a God. When is he going to be to us a God, truly? We're truly going to be connected with the Yahweh B'Shem Yashai in the kingdom. And they shall be to me a people. That's talking about Israelites, not the body of believers, the Christians. And they shall not teach every man his neighbor. Now, what does it mean by every man his neighbor? Every Israelite. Because you got to teach the nations, because they're not going to be under the covenant where they're going to keep the laws. We're going to make them keep. They go off, we're going to kill them. We're going to beat the shit out of them. And every man his brother among Israel, saying, know ye the Lord, for all shall know me from the least to the greatest. So, Captain Zarek says, no, we're under the new covenant. Well, wait a minute. There's guys that you kicked out of your school for breaking certain laws. But wasn't they under the new covenant? No, the new covenant is going to come when the kingdom comes. Merciful, for I will be merciful to their unrighteousness, and their sins and their iniquities will I remember no more. So ultimately all Israel is going to be forgiven. But when the Most High changes all Israelites, ultimately we're going to be perfect. And that he saith, a new covenant he have made the first old. Now that which decayeth and waxes old is ready to vanish away. So the Christians say that means we don't got to keep them. See, that's what it says. No, it means we're going to have the same laws as Moses, but the laws are going to be written in our hearts, programmed. Anyway, I think I made my point. With that, it's on to the next. Shalom.